Hello, this is Suraj from Guitarise.com, and today we'll take a look into some tips and tricks you can use for changing strings on your classical guitar. So first off, if you're using any kind of a nice hand-built concert guitar, you'll always want to protect the wood just behind the bridge, just because it's so easy to damage it while changing the strings. The strings could get jammed, and when you pull them out, they could leave a big mark on the wood right here. So for this, you could use any kind of thick paper. What I like to use though is simply a bookmark. So I would place the bookmark right underneath the strings, touching the bridge like this, and tape it onto the bridge. 1 and 2. For unwinding the strings fast, I like to use this tool called String Winder, and you can get it in any local music store, or you could buy one on Amazon through my affiliate links on my gear page. This way you won't get charged a penny more, but you will help support the Guitarise.com website. What you'll want to buy is the one without the screw in the middle here. Now it is more expensive, but it will save you a lot of time whenever you're changing strings. I used to own one of the cheaper models that has a screw here, and I had to tighten the screw every time I would change the strings, so I highly recommend this one. I usually start with the 6th string and unwind it fully. Okay. And you'll see later how this is tightened here. First take it off and pull it out from this side. Some companies like the Dario like to label their strings with sort of a sticker at one end, and I find this great because first it tells you which string is which, and you'll never mess up the order of the strings. But it also tells you where this end goes. So first we'll use the end opposite of the one with the sticker, and you'll notice on the bass strings here the structure is slightly different at this end, so it could fold much easier. On the bridge side, we'll first put the string through the hole like this. Okay, I'll need approximately 5 or 6 centimeters here. Loop it around and tuck it here in the middle to create one tie, and tighten it by pressing also the finger on this side of the bridge. Once this tie is secure here, we can move to the tuning pack side. And first we'll put the string end through the hole here, like this, around the roller, and wind it around the string. I don't know if you can see it well enough, but I'll wind it once, 2 times, and 3 times. And what I like to do at this point is pull this string end up, and in the meantime I start turning the pack slightly just to remove the slack here, because if you don't do this you might have tuning problems afterwards, and the string will lose pitch and stuff like this, which is not great. Now the slack is gone, and I can start turning the pack faster, and for this I will use the string winder again. Okay. Okay, like this. I typically tune the new string a little bit higher, because it will lose its pitch anyway in a few minutes. So that's it. We can move to the next string. I do the same process again. Unwind the string. This is is typically done in a few seconds only. And now you will clearly see why this method of just winding the string at the tuning pegs end is so practical. Sometimes on concerts you need to change the strings immediately and you don't have the time to untie the knots. With this method, when unwinding the string, you just pull the string, it goes out by itself, which I found great. Okay. Okay. This, pull it out. I'll repeat the same process with the 5th string. And let's move to the 4th string. First, unwind the string. Like this. Simply pull it out. We'll start once again at the bridge. Put the end of the string through the hole, around, and make sort of a tie here. Again, the same thing. Wind the string's end around the string once, twice, 3 times. Pull the string again and start turning the peg slowly. And once we are done with the bass strings, we can move to the 3rd string, unwind it fully again, and this time around we'll add one more loop to our tie. Put the 3rd string through the hole. Okay, loop it around like that, below the string, inside, and again wind the string and inside again, and that's it. And on the tuning pegs end, nothing changes here. I will just wind the string's end around the string once, twice, 3 times. Start slowly turning the peg until the tie is holding firmly, and then use the string winder once again. Once this is done, we can move to the 2nd string and do exactly the same process once again. First, unwind the string. Okay. At the bridge's end, put the string through. Loop it under the string, inside, out, and inside the loop again, and start pulling the string like this. It's perfect. We can move to the other side around the string once, twice, 3 times, and again I'll use the string winder to do the job much faster. So you see the pitch of the strings keeps going down and down, and I need to keep retuning the guitar for now. Okay, and the 1st string, unwind the string like this. Okay, this end is out, and this one as well. Okay, I prepared a new string, and with the 1st string you need to take extra care of how you make the tie at the bridge's end, because the thing about the 1st string is that they can be extra sleepy sometimes. Even with 2 loops, I've had instances where the 1st string would just slip out of its position and damage the guitar soundboard. So what you want to do is, as usually, put the 1st string through the hole like this, loop it under the string like this, but this time instead of just doing 1, 2 loops, you add 1 or sometimes even 2 more loops. This way the 1st string will hold very firmly and it will not go anywhere from here. So now I will pull the string and not release any pressure. Same thing, wind the end around the string to make kind of a thread, and then start turning the tuning peg. Okay? Okay, once this holds more or less, I can start winding the string faster to save some time. Once I've changed all the strings on the guitar, it's time to trim the ends of the strings. And to do this, my favorite tool is a simple nail clipper. Why? There are two reasons. First off, I can get very close to the tuning peg's roller and therefore make the loose end very short. And secondly, I don't need to apply any amount of pressure to do this. It's very easy. That's it. I only need to cut the strings ends here, at this end, at the bridges end. If you've done all the ties correctly, it may well be that the loose ends are short enough anyway. In this case, I would just go on and remove the bookmark, and that's it. The restringing of the classical guitar is done. Let's just recap some of the tips from the lesson today. The first one is you should always try and protect your guitar by placing a thick piece of paper or a bookmark underneath the strings at the bridges end and taping that paper onto the guitar bridge. The second piece of advice is that you should consider changing strings one by one, as opposed to unwinding all the strings at the same time and then changing all of them. This way the guitar will maintain its usual tension and you will have less problems when retuning your guitar. Okay, third point is use a string winder to save time. And I highly recommend that you get the more expensive one without the screw in the middle, which will save you even more time in the process. And finally, to trim your new strings ends, simply use a nail clipper. They're easy to carry around and much better to use than, say, a pair of scissors, in my opinion. Okay, and the really last thing is a question I get asked quite a lot lately, and it's how often you should restring your guitar. Well, I think it depends mostly on how much you're playing the guitar and how often you practice. I think for an average hobby guitar player, a set of strings should last you several months. What I like to do is change the strings once every month, but then also 1 or 2 days prior to each concert and before each recording session as well. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed the lesson and see you next time.